Hey you guys, it's Moody here, and I've got yet another Little Cup battle here. This one's pretty old. It's from like one of my streams, I guess about 2 months ago. It's a tad old, and I know I don't always upload, so that's why it's a tad old. I've also got a nice variety of battles backed up, so you guys can look out for that. So here we've got the team preview, and I'm not really into the whole being competitive all the time aspect. Sometimes I don't mind bringing a couple, random things and seeing what I can do with them. So here, I think this is where I started, bringing the Dino and the Lotad, and then I kind of went with it in my future battles, but I think that's what I did. So I led off with my Dino, and he went into his Grimer. Now I think these things are physical, so I decided to switch out. Also, I knew he had the Ice Punch, so there was no point in me staying in unless I wanted to die. But then again, who cares if Chase dies? So I go into my Bronzer, and I figure this is a good opportunity for me to set up my Stealth Rocks. He goes into his Houndour, so that's obviously going to scare me out, because I'm expecting the fire type move. So I went into my Staryu, and he went for the substitute, so he's one of those sub 3 attack type of variants, and I just went for a Thunderbolt basically for damage, because I didn't want to risk missing with the Hydro Pump, because we all know that would be awful if I missed, and then he'd get a couple free moves in on me. He does go for the Sucker Punch, and luckily that does not kill me, so yes, hooray for me putting some bulk into this thing. So this time, since he's not behind a sub, I felt like it was okay for me to take the risk and go for the Hydro Pump, and luckily it paid out well, because I got rid of the Houndour. So he goes into his Dratini. I thought he was going to want to go for extreme speed, so I went into my Bronzer, but he goes for the Dragon Dance, and I'm all like, oh snap, I'm in some tough shit right now, because I think these Dratini carry Outrage, probably Fire Blast, as you can tell, and unfortunately he misses, but even that, given the health I'm at, would not have killed me. It's not even a 2-hit KO, except for that burn. That burn, I think, makes it a 2-hit KO. Judging from the amount of damage Psychic did, I felt like it would be a lot more efficient for me to just poison this thing at this point, as opposed to going for the Psychic. But then at that point, someone told me I think Dratini has Shed Skin, and I'm like, damn it, I need to remember these things, but I don't. And I don't think Shed Skin kicks in anywhere. I'm not entirely sure. But once again, I'm going off what someone told me, so I go into my Croagunk, obviously, to stall and have poison take its toll, and luckily I think it paid off going for the poison as opposed to the Psychic, because I ended up killing it. So he goes into his Aeron, which I found really weird, because I have the Vacuum Wave, and I think that's 4 times super effective to Aeron. So oh my god, he goes into the Ekans. Guys, I know you guys remember when I featured this Ekans in one of my battles, and man, did it do work. I'm not even kidding. Ekans is such a baller, guys. You don't fuck with Ekans. Jesse had an Ekans in freaking Pokemon, and you saw how much work it always did, right? Except in this case, in Little Cup, it does so much more work than it does in the actual TV shows. So I go for a Hydro Pump, because I know Ekans can have Coil, so I want to attack on the specially offensive side here, because I think he has 1 Coil up at this point. And also, I do go into my Croagunk now, basically to try and get off as much damage and stall as much as I can, but he goes for the rest now, and here I am, head desking at my table. It's like, I know what set it has, I used this set before, so I'm just going for the Dark Pulse now, and it does nothing. So I'm kind of forced to switch out. Either Shed Skin is going to kick in for it, or it's going to just use up its sleep turns. So it turns out Shed Skin kicked in, and I'm just forced to go for the Stone Edge, which does nothing, and I think the Gunk Shot is going to be enough to take me out. So unfortunately my Mienfoo faints. And I'm here worried. I'm like, fine, I don't give a shit about anything, so let's just go to Wild Chase and Outrage, and it takes it out, and I'm like, wow, Chase, you actually did work for the first time in your life. And unfortunately, he goes into Clink, and since Clink is a steel type, it's gonna resist. But even for resisting that, I think it did a nice amount of damage. It'll be a 3-hit KO from that point, so I don't mind. Unfortunately, I am confused, so I figured since I'm Scarfed, I think that sorry, I can't talk. This is the only Scarf Pokemon I have left, so I'm gonna save it for later just in case, especially since I think I have like Fire Fang on it too in case I want to bring it back. So I don't know why I go for the Rain Dance, guys. I'm just like, let's try this Lotad set out and see what we can do. So he goes for the Charge Beam. It does nothing. He does get the special attack raise, but I decided to go for the Surf, hoping that the Rain boosted Surf would kill it, and hell yeah, look at that, Lotad gets a kill. So he goes back into his Grimer. I don't think I stay in, or I do. No, I do stay in, but he goes for the Shadow Snake, and that kills me because Lotad's defenses are kind of meh. So this is where I get to bring in my Chase Dino thing again and go for another Outrage and be able to take him out. So makes me wonder, would I have been better off just going for the Outrage straight off the bat at the very first turn? But you know, who knows. And that's about it for today's match. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna have a bunch of other variety of battles. Like I have some UU, I have some OU, I have an NU, and it's gonna be fun. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm also gonna be uploading a bit of Halo here and there just because I've been into it, as well as dueling things when I get better at it and not a total noob. So once again, I know I've said this a million times, but I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and fantastic day.